Yo, what's going on, guys? And today I wanted to talk about who will the Orlando Magic be signing in free agency. So let's get right into today's video. If you're an Orlando Magic fan, or if not, I want to hear your thoughts down below. So let's get right into it. And I also apologize for the audio in the past, like the past video from yesterday. I was in the library. Either let's get right into it. And look, the Orlando Magic have a few guys coming off the books this upcoming season with Otto Porter, James Ennis, Mo Wagner, and Ignas Brzezinski, Chanson Randall, and Sindarius Stormwell all completely off of their books for this coming season. With Dwayne Bacon, RJ Hampton, Mike Carter Williams, Chuma Okeke, Cole Anthony, Wendell Carter Jr., Mo Bamba, Terrence Ross, Markelle Fultz, Jonathan Isaac, and Gary Harris all under contract, with my expectation that they're not going to really trade anybody. This is right here. You could see maybe they cut Dwayne Bacon because his contract isn't fully guaranteed and they could save 1.8, but they're at 100.7, almost 100.8 million dollars in cap. So if they did that, they'd probably just be at 99. So in this scenario, we could argue that they get rid of Bacon. And with that, that leaves them with 10 guys on the roster. And I really do like this Magic team, okay? And I think if they draft Jonathan Kuminga and Keon Johnson with their two picks, they obviously get two guys who are going to be good at defense. One's going to be insane, Keon. And Jonathan Isaac, not Jonathan, but imagine Jonathan Isaac's next to Kuminga, Keon Johnson at the two, and then Cole Anthony or Markelle Fultz starting, with maybe Markelle as the starter, Cole Anthony as the sixth man. And you have Gary Harris either starting or backing up Keon Johnson, Jonathan Isaac at the four, Kuminga at the three. Then you run either Wendell Carter, or Mo Bamba. Okay, so then you go into free agency. Duncan Robinson. Imagine having that 3-point shooting. You start Robinson over Kuminga. Kuminga come off the bench, and he just, yeah, his defense is terrible. But if you have Keon Johnson and Jonathan Isaac and Markelle Fultz out there with Bamba or Carter at center, I think Robinson's shooting ability and the youngsters that they have in the front court and backcourt in this scenario would be enough to cover up his deficiencies. And another guy that I really like is the idea of Josh Hart. Josh Hart would be really cool. He's a guy who could be the starting small forward or small ball forward, Jonathan Isaac being the small ball five and the starting four. And he's the guy who'll get you rebounds, hit down three-pointers. He won't take too many shots from anybody, but he'll be able to defend everybody, and he shouldn't be too expensive. And I don't think the Pelicans will really care to match his tender sheet because he doesn't want to be there. Now, the third guy I think the most likely is actually Josh Hart and Duncan Robinson coming, because they can overpay Duncan. If I know it'll take some finagle, like I don't think they're going to pay him 20, but 15, maybe 17, or even if they wanted to do 20, there would have to be some moves done. Essentially, Gary Harris would have to come off the books, or you would have to, again, Bacon be cut, move on from Carter Williams, and right there, that's 3.8, and you still got to clear up. So Terrence Ross is honestly the guy that I see them potentially moving right there. And I said earlier they wouldn't trade anybody. Terrence Ross and Gary Harris are the most likely to trade. But I don't know if in the offseason, unless like a deal presents itself on draft night to move those contracts. But Talen Horton-Tucker is like, look, Josh Hart is versatile and he can do a lot defensively and grab rebounds. But Talen Horton-Tucker has the potential. Josh Hart is more established and he'd be more of a piece to come in to help you guys take it to the next level. But if you guys want more development, Talen Horton-Tucker oozes potential. He flashes, scoring potential and also being a guy who can guard every single position. Okay, I think he has a 7-foot wingspan on a 6'6" frame, 6'5" frame. He might be 6'4", but either way, he's a guy that I think they would be really excited to see just pair up with their youngsters, And I think what they should do right here, obviously, if they could move Gary Harris and Terrence Ross, that opens up 32.5, and I think then they could sign Duncan to a 2-year or a 3-year $20 million deal, which is an overpay, but it keeps you within your contracts. And it might be an overpay. Let's maybe say 15, 3-4 year $15 million deal. That's like $60 million, between 45 and 60 million you have there in a 3-4 year span. Josh Hart probably gonna be like at most 10. So you do need 30. I think they could do some cap maneuver to make that possible. Another guy I think they could bring in for, maybe a $5 or $7 million contract, Nerlens Noel, but they have Wendell Carter and Mo Bamba. So the thing with me and them picking up veterans is not what I think is going to happen, because when the starting lineup comes back, I think Cole Anthony will be the sixth man unless they really want to try Cole Anthony and Markelle Fultz. There's RJ Hampton, but I'm a firm believer that Terrence Ross, Gary Harris, and I would assume, yeah, I think Terrence Ross would be the easiest to move. Gary Harris might have to be bought out or attached to a pick. I want RJ Hampton, Cole Anthony, and Markelle Fultz and Keon Johnson, if they draft him, playing the guard minutes. Just with Michael Carter Williams being the veteran who comes in. Then at small forward, I want Kuminga, and if they brought in like Duncan Robinson and Josh Hart, just playing those minutes, and I wouldn't care for Dwayne Bacon, or Terrence Ross. And then at power forward, obviously Jonathan Isaac, and you could argue Chuma Okeke would be his backup, and he would probably be also part of the forward rotation, and then Carter and Mo Bamba backing up right there. I think that'd be best for them. What do you guys think? I think, honestly, there's a lot that they could do, and they're not in a position where they should feel like they're limited by anything. So again, I want to hear your guys' thoughts, what they should do, who they could look at, and I don't know. I want to see what potentially could be moves that they could make to bolster the roster. I think that the Orlando Magic are in a position that they could do an Atlanta Hawks. If they obviously they need to free up cap space, because first of all, we have to figure out if Markelle Fultz is going to come back and continue looking as good as he did last year. But if that's going to happen, then we got to make sure they have cap space to go after cats that can continue improving this roster, and not only just make it seem like they're kind of just stuck in this perpetual loop that they've been since Dwight Howard's left, even though they had Nikola Vucevic, who was freaking amazing. But yeah, so that's just my 2 cents right there. I want to hear your guys's. I think there's a lot, and yeah, so let me hear those thoughts, guys. Basically, that's it for me. I'm wrapping this up at 8 minutes because that's how you make the money. But hey, you hear me knocking. But yeah, guys, let me hear those thoughts. Okay, I'm a peace out. Be like A-Town, out town. I don't freaking know. Peace out, guys.